from the pain. Unapologetically, this is Straight Talk with Bill Frady on News Talk 98.9 WORD.
The voice of the Carolinas.
The WORD talk line, 1-800-905-0989. The Common Sense Retirement Planning text line is 71307. Streaming live on the WORD Facebook page and X page. Tomorrow night at Zen on, I believe it's South Main Street down towards the stadium. I'm going to be the moderator of a debate between Mike Fortner and Sheriff Hobart Lewis as they square off to be the next sheriff of Greenville County. Joining me now from the Greenville County GOP committee, the chairperson herself, Yvonne Julian. Good afternoon. I'm still getting it wrong.
Well, good.
Still thinking in morning terms, so anyway.
You're right. Good afternoon, Bill Frady, and congratulations again on this great new time slot.
Well,
so we'll miss having you at Coffee and Politics occasionally. So,
well, that was I was when they told me the new time zone, I was like, well, okay, there's one thing that goes by the wayside, just because I don't expect anybody to be waiting on me for 3 hours or anything else. Yeah,
right. But you never know. But thanks so much for having me on to tell your listeners about our debate tomorrow, and we really appreciate not only you moderating for us, but also the two candidates participating. We expect to hear a lot of straight talk from the two candidates, Sheriff, as you said, Sheriff's Department retiree Mike Fortner and our Sheriff Hobart Lewis. And I think this is an especially important topic, Bill, because with the rise of criminal activity across the country because of the invasion at our southern border, as well as concerns about weaponized branches of local law enforcement, there's a huge citizen interest in just having good local law enforcement because of the concerns about federal law enforcement. So as you said, the debate's going to be at Zen at 924 South Main, downtown Greenville, and the doors are going to open at 5:30. We kick off at 6:30. So the Zen entrance actually faces their parking lot. It does not face Main Street, but we'll have balloons and signs out. So again, that's 924 South Main. The doors open 5:30. As I said earlier, we'll miss you at Coffee and Politics, but we invite your listeners to join us every Friday, 11:30 to 1. At 2505 Wade Hampton, and hope to see you all tomorrow.
Right, it's right down the street from the Dunkin' Donuts. It's over there on that same side of the street. Now, first of all, you have to understand what Yvonne had to do for me just for me to moderate it, because I had to have a good parking space, only green M&Ms, sparkling water, and I wanted the letter M stricken from the English language. I got most of that. Because now that in the new time slot, I am a diva. But in all seriousness, I believe, Yvonne, that all law enforcement should be local. I don't believe there should be any federal law enforcement. That's, leave it to the locals to do it, because far too often the feds roll in and they claim jurisdiction over everything. Now, in the state police have jurisdiction over everything. In the county, and I believe in the state, a certified police officer can actually intercede in any crime that he may witness as it happens, no matter what jurisdiction he is in. I think that's probably enough coverage, given what we see. Yeah. I mean, the guys, like the ATF guys that went into Arkansas and killed the guy for legally selling guns to other people in Arkansas like it was legal to do, they were basically looking at what they did and the way they executed their mission. It reminds me of that John Candy movie, Armed and Dangerous, where they take a 2-hour course to be an armed security guard, and the graduating class is from Wednesday at 2 p.m. on this particular date. That's a very dangerous thing to have. It's much better to have local law enforcement. I think that is probably one of the reasons you guys are holding the debate, right?
Oh, exactly, because we're going to really rely on those people in, worst case scenarios that you talk a lot about on your, on your show. And you can extend that thinking really to things like even the Department of Education. I think just that whole local concept, we need to get way back to that in the country, because if you look at the D.C. area with 90% of the people in the area voting for the Democrat Party, that really tells you that, when people have an allegiance to government, they may not always be the best, people to be in certain types of jobs, particularly like law enforcement or education.
Yep. So we're going to tackle that on the county level here, and I mean as we go along and everything. And I'm actually do you guys normally hold a debate for the sheriff's office?
No, this is the first time for us. We're very glad. We're glad to do it, and I think we're fortunate to have you as a moderator because that I think brings a lot of interest to it. So again, we're just very grateful for you to do it, and we know normally, but these are unusual times. So we we are glad to again have the opportunity to educate voters because that's really what we want to do is want to make sure people can make informed decisions and realize how important some of these issues are and how they impact their lives. So people may not see that at the time, but the impact that local law enforcement has is tremendous. So.
Well, I mean, there's going to be a couple of things that I say when we get out there because I've seen the questions already, and some of the questions, the answer is surprising because there's some things that are probably going to happen in the United States that may very well happen here that you're not going to be able to call 911 on. And for those of you that are there, if I make you cry or if I make you scared, I'm just going to level with you. Listen, if somebody like me can be prepared on a daily basis for most of what might be thrown my particular way, anybody can. There's nothing special about what I am or what I do. It's just that I understand what I'm looking at. And when I see it, I see it. Now, we got Mr. Fortner. He was a 29-year veteran of law enforcement, yeah?
Yes, exactly. Yes, so he's a retiree and, current business owner that just, good, friends with Hobart Lewis, sheriff, talked to Hobart before he decided to run, but I think he has a perspective that I think can bring some, new questions and, answers on, law enforcement, so an insider's perspective. So I look forward to hearing that,
And Hobart,
and also, and I got to give a shout out to our communications group because now that you're a diva, I can't take responsibility for getting you everything you need. I have to give a shout out to Linda Young and the rest of our communications group who are the in charge of keeping our divas happy.
All I got when I sent my list of demands, especially the letter M being stricken from the English language, was just a bunch of question marks and then a handwritten out sigh. And that's what I got back. So that's what happens when you have to deal with a diva. Linda had to handle that. So
yeah, exactly.
That's the kind of things you got to deal with when you're dealing with a diva. Now, with this, this is going. Looking at the format, this is going to be a very good debate. It's going to be a very structured debate, and it's not going to be a open mic night debate, which is a good thing because the thing I like about the way this one is structured is because we'll keep everybody's attention in that amount of time versus getting out there and dragging it out. And that I love that sort of economic execution because that's the way all good combat is. It's very economic and quick and high impact. So that'll be some fun. That'll be some fun stuff. I may even wear.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I may even wear my 47 hat. I had dinner the other night. We all went out to dinner, and the only one that got a ball cap from Mike Gallagher was me. I got a 47 ball cap. I might well wear that. I might not. Might be warm in that Zen building. Who can tell?
Right, exactly. Well, no, that sounds great. And the questions came from polling people. So to your point about the economy of it, we hope to address pretty much every question that any average voter would have based on the polling that the group did to create that set of questions.
The thing about showing up and seeing the debate yourself is that there's more to law enforcement than meets the eye. I mean, there's a lot of things. It's a lot besides that guy in that car that goes really fast. It's wearing all that stuff festooned all over him. There's a lot behind the scenes of a logistics trail and an administrative trail you cannot believe that is a tightrope to walk for the guy who's running it all, which will be the sheriff. So, nothing against Howie because I think Howie Thompson is a great chief of police, but throughout the United States, the sheriff is the preeminent law enforcement official. So
that's exactly right.
Tell everybody if they want to. Tell everybody again where would they go for coffee and politics on Fridays?
2505 Wade Hampton, as you said, on the same side as the Dunkin' Donuts, parking in the church down the street. We're very grateful to them because we don't have enough parking. And that's every Friday from 11:30 to 1 p.m. So. And
the venue is Zen. Did you say 924 South Main Street? Is that what you said?
Exactly. Zen, 924 South Main Street. They actually have a little bit of parking in their lot, but there's a big lot, probably like half a block down on the other side, on the right side. So you people will be fine. And there's good parking on the street there, too.
Doors open up at 5:30?
Everybody can join us.
Yep.
Yep, open up 5:30 because we want the press to have some time with you and the candidates before we get started. So
very good. Very good. Well, thank you for taking time to join me today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure, Bill. Thank you for, again, moderating for us, and hope to see everyone tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. When we get back, we'll go into the stop caring thing I